You ever look back and realize we used to celebrate a lot more? Not just birthdays or the big holidays. We're talking about quirky little traditions, small town parades, and the kind of front porch moments you don't see much anymore. Back then, holidays weren't about shopping or social media posts. They were about gathering with neighbors, making something by hand, or just taking time to mark the seasons. May 1st used to mean one thing: surprise baskets on your doorstep. Kids would fill paper cones with flowers or candy, sneak up to a neighbor's house, hang it on the doorknob, ring the bell, and run. It was sweet, harmless fun that made spring feel magical. Most folks don't even know about it now. Maybe it's because life just got too busy, or maybe we all just stopped looking for little reasons to celebrate. If you went to school in the 50s or 60s, you might remember lining up outside, hand on heart as the flag went up. Sometimes there was a song, sometimes a short speech, but always there was a sense of pride and togetherness. Over time, as school days changed and patriotism took on new meanings, these daily flag ceremonies quietly slipped away. But for those who were there, that flapping sound in the morning breeze still sticks with you. Long before it was just a long weekend, Memorial Day was called Decoration Day. Families dressed in Sunday clothes and brought flowers to the cemetery to honor soldiers, especially those from the Civil War. It was quiet, respectful, and deeply personal. These days, the cookouts and mattress sales have kind of taken over, but in some corners of the country, folks still remember what it once meant. There was a time when planting a tree felt like a big deal. On Arbor Day, whole classes would go outside with shovels and saplings. Teachers handed out little certificates. Kids took turns tossing in dirt and patting it down. Today, Arbor Day barely gets a mention in most schools. But for those who planted one, it's something you still think about when you... Before Halloween went full spooky, kids dressed up like little beggars, ragged clothes, soot on their cheeks, and walked through towns asking, "Anything for Thanksgiving?" It sounds strange today, but it was a big city tradition, especially in New York. Over time, it started to feel outdated or insensitive, and it faded in the 1930s. But for a generation of city kids, Ragamuffin Day was something you looked forward to all year. This was part dinner, part dating, and all about fun. Women would pack a meal in a decorated box, the men would bid on the boxes at an auction, and whoever won got to share the meal with the lady who made it. It was common at schools and churches from the late 1800s through the early 1900s. But once dating, fireworks weren't always the main event. Back in the day, 4th of July meant sack races, egg tosses, pie-eating contests, and even greased pig chases, right in the middle of town. The whole neighborhood came out. Kids ran barefoot, and everyone waved flags like they meant it. These kinds of homegrown celebrations have mostly vanished, replaced by big-ticket events. But those who remember them fondly.
Once a year, small-town churches held a homecoming. Basically a giant reunion with old members, new faces, and more food than you could count. Fried chicken, deviled eggs, homemade pies, laid out under big oak trees on folding tables. It wasn't just about religion. It was about belonging. As towns got bigger and church attendance changed, these gatherings slowly faded. But for those who ever sat on a church bench with a full plate and a full heart, it's a memory that sticks. Labor Day used to be about labor. The actual workers, plumbers, electricians, teachers, marched down the street holding signs for their unions and getting cheered on. It was a way to show pride in your job and teach kids about the people who built America from the ground up. These days, Labor Day feels more like a sale or a soft goodbye to summer. But it once meant something deeper. It was cold. Your cheeks were red. And yet, you bundled up and sang your heart out with a group of neighbors, ringing doorbells and filling the street with old carols. People would come to the door, smile, and sometimes join in. Maybe they'd offer hot cocoa or cookies. These days, caroling feels like something from a movie. But for those who lived it, it was magic, pure and simple.